I want to end with one example of how powerful landscaping at home can be as a conservation tool. This is the Atala butterfly, and the homeowners in southern Florida, residential neighborhoods in southern Florida, have saved this species from extinction, but they did it accidentally. The Atala is a beautiful lycaenid butterfly. It's beautiful as an adult, as a larva, as a chrysalis, and like those 90% of the insects I talked about tonight, it is a host plant specialist. In this case, it's an extreme specialist. It only eats one species of plant, the kunti, a native cycad, that was also common in southern Florida. Well, the Seminole Indians discovered that kunti roots are full of starch. They used to pull the roots up pull the plant by its roots and then pound them into a starchy paste and then add that to different types of food. When the settlers came to Florida, they taught them how to do the same thing. So the starch gathering industry became so popular in southern Florida that in the 1912 census of Miami, I think there were 12,000 people that lived in Miami in 1912. It was 20,000, I don't know. But 75% of the people wrote down in the census that they were starch gatherers. So it didn't take long for the people of southern Florida to take every single kunti that was in the wild. It disappeared. There were still a few plants in gardens, but it was extirpated from the wild. So if you remove all the kunti, you certainly remove all of the Atalas. When we had the endangered species list enacted in the 1970s, it was a desperate attempt to get the Atala listed as an endangered species, but they couldn't find any. And that's one of the rules. You have to have something in order to save it, so instead they got it listed as extinct. At the same time, now landscapers discovered kunti as a viable landscape plant. It was a low-growing evergreen shrub that did well in the sandy soils of southern Florida, so they started to promote it. And it wasn't long before most residential neighborhoods had good plantings of kunti. There's still none in the wild, but it is pretty common in residential neighborhoods. And lo and behold, the Atala showed up again. Nobody knows where it came from. Must have been a remnant population deep in the Everglades. But it is now colonizing the kunti that is in our residential neighborhoods in South Florida. So what I really like about this story is that it was an accident. They never did get the Atala listed as an endangered species. They never spent one dime of conservation money trying to save it, which is good because they didn't have one dime. Simply by adding a single species of plant to their palette of plants that they put in their residential gardens, they were able to pull this species back from extinction. If we can do this by accident in neighborhoods, think what we could do if conservation became a goal of residential planners. So somebody once said that gardening is a way of showing that you believe in tomorrow, and I think that has never been more true than today. Because the way we garden today, or the way we landscape today, is going to determine what life looks like tomorrow. Thank you very much.